Hey, it's Carly-Rae here, and welcome to my Hey, it's Carly-Rae book club on YouTube. Today I'm super excited because I'm doing another amazing virtual book review on my channel, and this is actually from an author from my very first ever book review that I posted on my channel, so I'm so excited to do another one of his books on here for you guys. So before we get started, you guys need to hit that subscribe button and then hit the bell to be alerted of all the new videos on my channel. So if you guys haven't guessed this author, the book that we're going to be talking about today is by James Patterson, and the book title is Three Women Disappear by the legendary James Patterson. This book, we are going to be talking about all things on Hey, it's Carly-Rae, and I absolutely love Patterson books because anytime I'm in a reading slump, his books get me out of that because I can read his books in like a day. I love how the chapters are short and how the thriller plot is gripping. A little hint and a secret that nobody knows is James Patterson is the reason why I got involved in thriller novels in the first place. So he has introduced me to some amazing authors. So without further ado, let's get started and talking about all things Three Women Disappear. Now you guys need to know this is a spoiler-free video, so I'm not going to give you anything away about the plot. So if you guys haven't read it, just sit back and we're going to be talking about all things Three Women Disappear. Three Women Disappear by James Patterson and Shan Seraphin is one for the books, okay? I have so many novels, okay, right down here, in case you guys can tell. I have a whole shelf dedicated to Patterson novels, okay? And this book that he wrote is one for the books, okay? I have not read one like it. It centers around three women, because hence the title, Three Women Disappear. I did not get the connection until I read it. Now, these three women, we get different perspectives from them throughout the book, which I absolutely loved, and I did not see that coming. It starts off from the character of Detective Sean Walsh, and he is actually the husband of the chef, Sarah, okay? So you kind of start off where you think, like, they have this amazing marriage, and he is this detective, and he's at this crime scene of Anthony Costello, where his body's there, and there's, like, blood everywhere, and somebody murdered him. And Sean is there, and he's trying to say, like, his wife is innocent, because his wife's missing. Like, nobody can find her, nobody can find the wife, nobody can find the maid. Like, they are all gone and they are all suspects, and Sean's like, hey, she's innocent, I know she is. So he's out there, like, looking for her. We get the sense kind of at the beginning while he's talking to his coworker that he's really worried about her, and he's trying to find her. But we later find out that Sean and Sarah have anything but the perfect marriage. And I'm not going to give anything away on that front, but you guys will have to read this book to find out more about, like, their relationship and how it was and how that kind of plays into the whole story, okay? So the mystery is who killed Anthony, because these three women at the beginning, like, you know, you're like, okay, like, they survived, so, like, who is the murderer? And I will say, I did not see this, like, who the murderer was in this book at the beginning, like, at all. I reread a couple of the chapters because I'm like, okay, like, how did I miss this? Because Patterson, like, some of them I can guess, but, like, other times I cannot. And he sometimes gives us chapters where you get it from, like, the antagonist perspective, but we don't get that here because remember, Anthony Costello, he is, like, kind of like their enemy in it, but he's already, like, died at the beginning of the novel. So you kind of get this, like, huge twist in this novel, and it centers around these three women. Now, obviously, at the beginning, they did survive because we do get their three perspectives, but I'm not going to give anything away. Do they survive until the very end? You guys will have to read this book to find out. What was Anthony trying to hide? What got him killed? And is there more to the story with Detective Sean Walsh? Because, you know, he had his wife working with Anthony Costello, and I will give away this one spoiler. Anthony Costello was, I guess, like, in, like, the mob. Like, he wasn't somebody you really wanted to get involved with. So did Sean have Sarah working there undercover? Did Sarah know that? These are all questions you guys will have to read to find out, but it was such a gripping read. I will say I got this book about, like, a month ago, but I didn't read it. It was on my shelf, and I was like, oh, you know, I'll get to it. And I was in a reading slump. I kind of get in a reading slump, like, about, like, 2 times a month. Sometimes after, like, reading all the time, I just kind of get tired, but I was like, let me read this Patterson book, and I immediately got gripped into the story because it was something different, and that's something I really, really enjoy. So overall, I give this Patterson book a 5 out of 5 because I really enjoyed the twist in this book. I loved how it was something different from Patterson, and I really enjoyed reading about like the reason why the characters did what they did. Like, they were far from perfect, so they weren't, like, painted in any, like, you know, light in that way. But I really did enjoy them because they were like everyday, like, you know, women that were put into this like horrible situation. And yeah, so I really enjoyed that aspect of this Patterson novel, and I loved the three women's perspectives. They were each so different. Like Serena, the maid, she was just something different. She kind of, you know, Anthony kind of like classified her as like basically a foreigner who couldn't speak English, and she's actually super smart, and I loved that about her. And then we have the wife Anna, where we get to see the reason she did what she did. And she kind of actually, like, a couple times, like, rose to, like, a big occasion. I'm like, yeah, go Anna. And then we had Sarah, who really at the beginning was struggling. And as her story went on, we saw why. And then we got to see her fall into her own. So each of these three women were different, and they were something great from Patterson. So, again, 5 out of 5, I recommend this book. Now, as you guys know, I put this on my social media, and I always get so many messages with questions. So today, we're going to have today's Q&A. Now, the first question that we have is Carol from Twitter. Hey, Carol, you said, would you read this again? Yes. Okay. Patterson books I tend to read a couple times because after you read and you find out like who this villain is, I like reading again because I'm like, okay, how did I miss that? Like, where were there clues added in? So I always tend to read his books like twice. And yeah, this one was no exception. Nick from Facebook. Hey, Nick, you said, bad cover. Does it relate to the plot? Yes. Okay, at first, I was like, I didn't know, you know, and then, like, the title kind of threw me, but this book kind of reminds me of, like, the Anthony Costello mansion, and there's, like, the women, like, behind the door. I wish we could have seen, like, 3, but this is where I'm thinking the cover comes from, and it's, like, super gripping, especially after you read the book. Bianca from Instagram. Hey, Bianca, you said, how long did it take you to read this book? It took me about a day and a half, okay? Like, I started it, and then I couldn't put it down, and then, yeah, I kept reading it because I love getting to the end of the Patterson novels and figuring out, like, the whodunit mystery. And this one, like, it didn't really, like, it had a whodunit mystery, but you kind of, like, catch it, like, halfway through the book, but then you have to read it because you have to know how the story ends. So it's something different again from Patterson, but I definitely read it, like, super fast. Samuel from Facebook. Hey, Samuel, you said, how scary was this Patterson read? There were a couple times I was a little freaked out, okay? I was like, oh my gosh, I had to, like, peek ahead a couple chapters because I was like, I need to be prepared if, like, this character dies, okay? So, yeah, there were a couple scenes where I was a little freaked out. Bella from Twitter. Hey, Bella, you said, on a scale of 1 to 10, is this a top Patterson book for you? I'm gonna give it like a 7, 8, just because I like love the Women's Murder Club and I love Alex Cross. But this one was one of the top ones because, again, it was something different. I really like reading different books from Patterson, so that's why I'm gonna stay at that number. All right, and then finally is Kelly from Instagram. Hey, Kelly, you said, who was your favorite character? They all actually, like, I don't know if I actually had a favorite character in this book. I really liked all, again, the women in this book because they were something different, but I don't really think I had a favorite one. There wasn't, like, one I would have to say I was looking forward to reading more. I did really like Serena in this book. I did look forward to her chapters, so, I mean, I guess if I had to pick one, I would say that it would be Serena. So that concludes today's Q&A on Hey, It's Carly Rae. I hope you guys enjoyed this virtual book review of 3 Women Disappear by James Patterson and Shan. I hope you guys enjoyed this amazing book review of 3 Women Disappear by James Patterson and Shan Seraphin. This is a book I recommend you guys read, okay? So I'd love to hear more about what you guys have to say. If you guys are reading a current Patterson book, comment below, let me know. Now, if you guys want to see more about 3 Women Disappear, you guys can go to HeyitsCarlyRae.com. You guys can also follow me on social media at HeyitsCarlyRae on Instagram, HeyitsCarlyRae1 on Twitter, HeyitsCarlyRae Book Club on Facebook, or HeyitsCarlyRae. You guys can follow me on Pinterest at HeyitsCarlyRae or Tumblr at HeyitsCarlyRae. So again, I'm like on every platform. Do not forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and comment. I hope you guys have an awesome day and enjoyed this thriller review. If you guys want to see another Patterson book review on my channel, be sure to tell me which one you guys want to see. Have an awesome day!